Hello! Yay! Hi, everybody! What's up? My name is Breanne Kerr, and I am a Black Status presenter. And welcome to our awesome Black Status Hangout that we're doing tonight. It's our sit-in. I'm joined by two of my personally sponsored Black Status presenters, Lauren Brooks and Sarah Crawford. And, I kind of like these sit-ins because, I have really awesome relationship with all of my personals and with women on my team. And really, the relationships we get so close and we know each other so well that when we talk and we mastermind, it really is just kind of this. And I've had so many conversations with both of these girls where I'm like, I wish this was recorded. You guys are so amazing. And so I thought that I would open it up so you guys can kind of sit in while we talk. What we're going to be talking about tonight is all of our journeys to Black status. They're all a little bit different. The time period is different for everybody, but there's certain things about the journey that's the same. Things that we can look back on now where we're at and say like, oh, I did that. That helped. Or, oh, I did that. That didn't help. And there's so much wisdom in being able to look back at that journey. And the reason that we are Black status presenters is because we have successful women on our team. That's it. That is the secret to our job. And so by looking back at our journey and kind of sharing about it, I'm really hoping that maybe some of you guys can kind of maybe take in some of what our journey is and maybe things that you could be doing in your business. So anyway, so I hit Black status in 8 months. I signed up June 2014, and I hit Black status in February 2015. I'm not going to get into my story because you guys know my story. If you don't know my story, you can go to my YouTube. It was fast and it was furious. And Sarah and Lauren know how fast and furious it was because they were key to me getting to Black status in the first place. I really feel like I joined and I knew exactly what my mission was. Like I joined and I knew that I needed to get to Black. And I joined and I also knew that when women chose me as their sponsor, it's one of the biggest honors and compliments that somebody sees your light, they're attracted to your light, and they believe in you. And that drives you, and that inspires you. So I didn't know what I was doing, but gosh darn it, I wanted to hold all of Team Awesome's hand for us to figure it out. And I really feel like looking back, that was my success. That was my story. Was that my light and my excitement attracted other women who wanted that excitement and that light, and so forth and so forth. So how about you, Lauren? Let's talk about your journey a little bit.
So for me, first of all, I still only have one eye of makeup done. So, there's that. Second of all, I hit Black status in 16 months. I joined July 2014, a month after Bree joined, and I hit Black status November 2015. And my story is different from Bree's in that I did not join thinking, ooh, yeah, I'm going to hit Black status. But I was very internally driven. Once I started, and I started working, and I started getting into it, and I started learning the business, I was very internally motivated to keep going and keep being successful. I liked the taste of success that I got. I liked the business. I liked helping other people build a business. I liked seeing my team members become successful. And to me, it was once I got into it, there was no option of not doing it. There was no option of like, oh, well, this was a failure, so I'm going to back out. It was, no, I show up, I do this. This is like my thing, and I'm going to do whatever I have to do, and I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to keep trying until I get to where I want to go, which was eventually Black status. But I just kept. I did a Periscope the other day talking about keeping your eye on the prize. Like, I just had my eye on the prize, whatever, and the prize was always whatever that next level was, and what I needed to do and how I needed to grow my team and help my team and getting them there so that you can, because, when your team is successful, that pushes you forward to the next level. And so as you grow your team, and you help them be successful, and basically you teach them how to do what you've done, you know, and move forward. And I don't know, like, there was no other option. I feel like for my story, there was a lot of internal motivation of, all right, I'm in this, I like this, I believe in this business, I believe in this company, I like it, I like what I'm doing, I like feeling successful and accomplished, and so I just kept looking for more ways to feel successful and accomplished. That sounds ridiculous, I feel like, and that didn't mean that I let failures get to me, because I had a lot of bad ideas and I had a lot of missteps and a lot of just but because of the internal spark inside me that was like, all right, that didn't work, next thing. There was no option to not go forward. You know, that it just wasn't an option.
It's that determination. It's like, you know, and I feel like a lot of times with leaders, with very driven women, we love that feeling of success, and we're just driven. You know, but when our teams start getting large, we have women of all sorts of different walks of life that, you know, I mean, you guys know, some people aren't in it to become Black Status presenters, but the ones, you can see the way that they work, which is why I make sure that I try to be friends with as many of my personals and awesome girls as possible, because I want to watch them work. You can see that drive. Yeah. You know, where it doesn't matter if they get the no. I mean, they make themselves known almost immediately. It's a pretty beautiful thing. What about you, Sarah?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
No, so it's funny you say that, because I was thinking about when I first got added to the team page. You know, at this point, Team Awesome has grown to be so huge. And when I joined, there was 24. I think I was number 24. And it was just a small little, like, community of us, you know, doing things. And I remember just eating up the team pages. I remember poring over the files from Team Awesome and Team Sparkle. Most people aren't on Team Sparkle, I think, at this point, because we've grown to what we have. But I remember poring through the files and reading everybody's posts, and I remember participating, like actually talking, because that motivated when, you know, there was Angela and there was you and there were some others, and everybody was like talking and helping each other, and not just talking and helping each other, but like, God, I just remember soaking up the knowledge. And, you know, and Amber Voigt had her YouTube channel that had all the videos, and I remember going and watching videos, and I think that was important, you know, like you just talked about, you can see, and people set themselves apart. I can always tell when somebody is really like stepping up to the business, because they're the people that you see them, because you see them working, you see them posting on the team pages, you see them asking questions, you see them posting on their personal page, and you see that excitement. And, you know, that kind of is almost like, oh yeah, that one right there, she wants it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like with as long as the group, I mean, you guys know that, I mean, I didn't have any direct sales experience coming in. However, I did have experience running Faithful Natural Birth and Parenting Group, you know, and that community. And before that, it was like the Just Mommies forums. Like, I ran a couple, like, due date clubs in there. So I had experience with running online groups that were supportive and felt really good. So especially when Team Awesome was a lot smaller, I really feel like, I mean, we knew what was going on in each other's lives. Like, we knew when somebody had a flop party. Do you remember how we all used to jump in on each other's parties to get them going, motivated, you know? And it was like this in that it was a community and a culture that was being created. And I'm in so many of your guys' team pages now that I feel like it's almost like the trickle effect. That community and culture has now created so many subgroups of Awesome and sub-teams and other Black Status lines, but that love and that community would duplicate it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
All right, Sarah, let's talk about you and your journey, since you just hit Black Status last month.
Yeah.
And did you know I did a Periscope today and I talked about you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I did.
How'd you go to your
they were talking about home parties, and I talked about the home party I had at your house, where I set up the display, and I talked about how beautiful you can make it and how inviting it is, and then I taught it anyways. Yeah, and I was just like, and that was the most successful home party I've ever had as presenter out of it. So.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm Sarah Crawford. I went black in 16 months also. I joined in like the first part of October of 2014, and then I hit black status in February of 2016. I always say that I hit black by loving my girls. I love my team, and anybody who is part of my team page who knows how I work my business, my heart, I lead with my heart always. And it's so funny how we talk about, there's like a yin and yang to every style of leadership, and I know Breanne and I have talked a lot about this, that, you know what, leading with your heart sometimes is really hard because there's times where my heart would get legitimately involved and legitimately hurt by just the stuff of business and how it goes. But I've never regretted leading with my heart, because I know that if anything, what I've attracted to myself, the leaders that I've attracted to myself, are girls that are genuine. They're girls that care. They're girls that care about their girls. And so inside, and just like Breanne was talking about, the trickle effect, that you replicate what you are in your team. And I believe so heavily in attraction, just the law of attraction, let alone attraction marketing, that we attract who we are. And so I have noticed that in my leadership, I tend to duplicate that aspect of the heart center of Team Luminous, which is the name of my team underneath Breanne. And so what I've seen is that my girls, their genuine love for each other is that when girls join my team, and I'm not just speaking of my personals, I just mean like the whole team-wide, what's kind of really grown healthily in my team is that when people join, they feel like the team genuinely cares about them, because we do, because it's real, because it's genuine, because our hearts are very genuine, very, what is the word? I would say like we're almost like a vulnerable team with each other, and that we're not afraid to put our real selves out there, and that healthy replication of women feeling so comfortable and empowered to be exactly who they are. That's a big part of, I think, why I hit black status, is because when you have the hearts of your girls, when you have the hearts of your team, and you're genuinely guarding them, you're genuinely caring about those women, they follow you. And then from there, all that it took was simple, duplicatable actions. And we talk about that all the time. It's consistency. It's working my business consistently. And the love that my girls had for me saw them look at me and be like, oh, if Sarah's doing those things and she's successful through them, I'm going to find a way to do those sorts of actions my own way and make success. And so where I feel that that's been successful is, again, women feeling very valued, because you know what, we're in the relationship business more than anything. And if we can learn how to value women, how to put value on every single person that we come into contact with, from an Instagram comment to a Facebook like to the woman at the grocery store, if we can learn to make women feel valued and loved and cherished and noticed, I feel like the ends of the earth are the ends of our possibilities as far as growth, because that's what women, the heart of a woman, seeks to be captivating. She seeks to be seen, to be valued. And so if we can show that value and appreciation genuinely with a real heart, the rest to me is just like, it's just busy work. I don't know. It just feels like that's just the part that we just have to do over and over and over again of working your business consistently. But beyond that, loving my team. That's it. That's how I went black. 16 months of getting my girls to their promotions, and I believe so strongly in what Derek says, that if you want to grow your paycheck, focus on growing the paychecks of others. And I've really adopted that. And when I started caring more about my girls' promotions than my own, my promotions became a secondary just order of effect that came from caring about them and helping them get to their promotions. And I love that about our business. Absolutely love it. So that's me in a nutshell.
Right. It's the golden point of our compensation plan. I mean, I know that me and Lauren, you had some direct sales experience, Sarah, but I know that me and Lauren hadn't. So when I went to go look at the compensation plan, and I've looked at other companies' compensation plans, and it still confuses the crap out of me. I'm not going to lie. I look at it, and I'm looking at these charts, and I'm like, I don't understand. Well, ours is really easy to understand. Mm-hmm. And what I noticed right away was that if I wanted to be successful, I had to nurture successful women. They had to do well, you know? So their success was my success.
Mm-hmm.
And once you really, really, really understand that, then, you know, you almost run faster. You almost hold that torch brighter. You almost want to find the best ways to do parties, great ways to do sales, awesome things about attraction marketing, getting them off on the right foot, all of these things, because you love them. They're your family, and you want them to do so well because they entrusted you in that. Do you know what I mean? But it's their business, so there's this anonymity about it too. But so when all of us hit Black Status, you know, when I hit Black Status, I was very much in shock, like shell shock, like for a while. I think for like a good month or so, I was just like, what just happened? I just started. This is crazy. When you two hit Black, I was crying for days, because that is what women who love each other do. That's how deeply you need to connect with the women in your team. You need to know them. You need to know what's going on with their life. You need to know their due date. You need to know, you know what I mean? You need to know what's going on with their, because you can't set goals for your team because everybody's different. You have to really know them and understand them and see them and value them. And the fact that we get success from being a good human, because that's what good humans do, blows my mind every single day. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's awesome. All right, let's talk about servant leadership a little bit. You know, the women that I see in Awesome that are successful, all of them lead with a servant leadership heart. And we've kind of been talking about servant leadership, but I want to talk specifically about servant leadership. And Lauren, what does servant leadership mean to you, and how do you feel like that mentality helps you in your business?
Oh man, you know, I feel like, so because I'm incapable of few things except for real talk, that's hard for me right now to contemplate because of I don't know, because of the past couple of months. I feel like I've had to, because of everything that's happened with Chris and all the things that I've had, you know, I've had to shift slightly to my own for a second. And so it's hard, but in retrospect, I'm sitting there thinking about all the months of my business leading up to it. And the one long-running theme that I always had in my head was and I used to hashtag it with things, was Together We Rise. Because every time I promoted past green, it never really felt like it was mine. And that's even true of Black Status, if I'm going to be honest with you, because none of those things happen. Orange, purple, black, none of those things freaking happen unless major promotions happen for your team members. And so when they happened, it truly, for me, was not my own. I was like, like Black Status, that's great, but that's not about me. That's not about anything that I've really done. That's about what these girls have done and what they're creating in their teams. And so for me, at the end of the day, for me, servant leadership is where it's, you know, it's not about you. You don't, I say it all the time to my team, I'm like, you do not get to the top of this company by only caring about your own sales and only caring about your own recruiting. It is about having a team that is doing something and that things are happening for them. And if things are happening for them, then things are going to happen for you as well. My companion totally just left. I was talking to her. I felt like I was talking to her.
I'm listening. I'm here. I'm feeling.
You know, and so that was it. It was just the idea of Together We Rise. I don't promote if nobody else promotes, and you know, the more successful we are together, the more successful everybody is. And so these promotions and these ranks beyond green, to me, don't feel like they're mine. Even still now, if like, you know, you talked about being shell-shocked after you hit black. I don't know how many months later it is, and I'm still shell-shocked after hitting black. I still don't feel like, you know, I'm worthy of it, I guess. I don't know, I feel like that sounds really weird to say, but it's true, because I'm like, but it's not me, it's my team. Like, you know, shining a spotlight on my team when I hit purple or when I hit black or whatever is not just lip service. It's truly because you don't get to those places unless your team is working. And so for me, what that actually looked like in practice was talking, you know, like you said, talking to them. I haven't done them this year at all, but there were a couple of times over the course of 2015 where I would do coaching calls with team members and I would talk to them and whatever, and knowing and being able to hear them and talk them through like what it takes to actually get to pink, what it takes to actually get to blue, and all these things, and really also just kind of hearing them, because sometimes it's not about the concrete details of what it takes to get to things. Sometimes they just, and not just, let me back that up. Also, sometimes it's hearing what the root issue is. My team name is Team Courage, and I named it that for a reason. And you know, if you watch my Periscopes or you know anything about me, you know, I'm not that person who's going to give the advice on how to throw the best party. I wish I was. That would be fan-freaking-tastic. But that's not me. What I can do is, I do know that people are afraid. They're afraid to work their business how it needs to be worked. They're afraid to put themselves out there. They're afraid to do things. Or if they're not afraid, they just, whatever. There's a zillion other deeper things rooted within people that sometimes hold them back from their business. And you don't really find those things out unless you're having a conversation with them. And you don't really know what it is unless you are hearing them firsthand. And so being able to do those things and have those conversations was important, and connect on that level. And like I said, it feels weird to even talk about it right now, because probably for the past 2 or 3 months since January and some family situations shifted and first trimester pregnant, I've had to turn inward a little bit and haven't been able to do those things that I did for so long. But I'm going to tell you, I can see it in my business that I haven't been able to do those things for so long. I like, that is the God's honest truth. It shows when you are, I want to say, pouring yourself out for your team and talking to them and communicating with them and touching base with them daily. I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm going to show up on my team page every few days. I mean, you are there. You are a presence there on your team. It shows in your business, and it shows in their business as well, I would say. I don't know if that answered your question or not.
No, you answered it beautifully, as always. What about you, Sarah? I know you love talking about servant leadership, and you're such a beautiful, I mean, that when you talked about you getting to black, you pretty much just described servant leadership.
Right.
Yeah, servant leadership is definitely one of those things that it's like the heartbeat of my business. It's the heartbeat of who I am as a leader and unique. Lauren hit a lot of the major points too, is that I would say the exact same thing, that past green, it never felt like me. It never felt like me. Like when I went black, Team Luminous went black. My girls went black. Like I sobbed as each of my elites hit last month, because I knew how hard they were working, and the biggest part of it for me is I'm like, I never want me hitting black to overshadow what they have done this month, because this month is about them. Like I literally felt the exact same way. Like this is like, if there's a crown upon my head, here it is. I'm going to break it into 4 pieces, and then all of you disperse it amongst your teams, because the girls who worked so hard to get to elite is why our team is now an exclusive black team. And I have said that so many times to them. And beyond recognizing that piece, I think the heartbeat of servant leadership is simply what I said before. It is literally, truly, deeply caring more about their promotions than your own promotions. When you can really, in the depths of your heart, make your business about the women who join your team, again, there's no limit to how far you will go. But what's so beautiful about it is the heart shift that happens when you care so much about them. You really don't care about your promotions. Yeah, the money's amazing, and the financial freedom is amazing, but there is nothing as rewarding as seeing it in your girls. And I can't wait to see my girls go black, because I know the tears that I experienced the day I hit black wasn't about me hitting black. It was about my last girl who hit green and what it meant for her to hit green. And I'm just like, oh, waterworks, because I cared that deeply because of all the things Lauren said. It's knowing them. It's getting in their lives. It's knowing their story. I know everything that she conquered to become an elite presenter with Unique. And knowing that and empowering that and supporting her, that is what it was about for me. Black was, it's like this really pretty, awesome, amazing accomplishment, but that, seeing Emily hit that was everything. For me, it truly was. So what servant leadership looks like on a functional level to me is getting to know your girls. I have a box full of note cards behind me of all the girls on my team. When anybody joins, I don't care if she's my 6th generation from me person, I have a conversation with her, and I want to know, what is your goal with this business? I want to know any details about her. Does she like to knit? Does she love dogs? I want to know. And I write it down on note cards, and I track my team, because when I know them and I care about them, again, it goes back to that circle of validation. What do women want? They want to feel validated. They want to feel seen. They want to feel beautiful. They want to feel like they can conquer anything in the world. And when I know them better, I can lead them better. And so when she's struggling, when she was going for this adoption and the adoption fell through and her PRS stinks that month, it's totally different for me to reach out to her knowing her life story and saying, hey girl, you know what, forget about your PRS this month, because what's going on in your personal life is way more important. Let's talk about it. I'm here for you. And when you can really, truly care about people, like I said, your growth becomes just a secondary byproduct of it. And the wealth of this business is not monetary. It becomes something so much deeper. And that, to me, is the heart of servant leadership. It's literally laying my heart on the table, laying all my gifts, all my talents, all my abilities, whatever they may be, just like Lauren said, like everybody's are so different, but laying whatever I've got to say, girls, here it is. Here's my heart. Here's my best. And it's all for you because I want to see you succeed. That is the heart of servant leadership. And when you can really deeply care about your team that way, again, I just feel like there's no limit to what you can do because it becomes about them. And when you're empowering women, just like Derek said, like, what is the most brilliant thing that he did? He's like, I empowered an army of women. And what we have done with that is insane. I'm just following the Derek philosophy. I'm empowering women. Right now I'm empowering about 450, and they're rocking my world with what 450 women can do. So that's it. That's the heart of servant leadership. Care about your team more than you care about yourself. And when you can really do that, the return on that is, it'll blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind.
Right. Can I say something following that? Because I think sometimes people think that's an impractical thing. And I know that sounds crazy because you know, we know, but there are some people who think that's an impractical thing. Well, they're like, well, yeah, that's all well and great and unicorns and rainbows to care about other people's success more than your own, but hey, I need this success for, you know, XYZ reason. They think that it sounds fluffy and impractical and whatever. And so it's great to hear it reiterated among you know, the three of us who literally have gotten to, you know, the pinnacle, and then there's, you know, 3 levels of the pinnacle, but whatever, of the company. But it's a fact. Like, it is a fact. It is a, like, stone cold freaking fact. And I don't know if you've been to Unified, Sarah. I don't think you have yet.
Not yet.
Hear Derek actually talk about the compensation plan. He says those words himself. He's like, he says it, that he specifically designed it to where you have to, like, the success of your team is essential for your success. And so if you can wrap your brain around that and really kind of wrap your heart around it and be like, all right, if I want to be successful, you know, because real talk, there are people who do this because they need money and they need to put food on the table and they need to keep a roof over their head. They've got bills to pay. And so, you know, for some, it's like, okay, well, that's really great. I want to care about the success and the paycheck of my team, but I also have to care about my own paycheck. If you can really wrap your brain around the fact that by caring about their paycheck and by caring about their success, you are inevitably helping your paycheck, then you're good. It is, like, I can't remember where I was going with that. I lost my words there, somewhere in the middle. But I think that sometimes people think that it sounds impractical, and the truth of the matter is that it's not. That it's everything. Like, to get to the top of this company, you have to care about the promotions. Even even things like if you can care, like I know Sarah, you did a pink campaign the month you hit Black, which was the greatest thing ever, which Amber Voigt had posted about, whatever. But where it was just truly like, let's get as many girls as we can to pink. We get girls to pink, that gets girls to blue. Girls getting to blue gets girls to green, and so on and so forth. And when you duplicate that, that is how you end up at Black, and Black 1 and Black 2. Carly Reeves and her freaking machine of elites and exclusives that just, and Whitney Husband of the, like, who knows how many Black Status presenters Whitney Husband has on her team now, right? And it's truly by caring about the promotions of the people on her team that has brought Whitney Husband to the wall of influence. You think she's concerned about her paycheck and putting food on the table now? Not so much. But she got there by caring so much about those on her team and their paychecks and how they were going to put food on the table.
Exactly. And there is a part of our job that is kind of a numbers game in a way, that meaning we're all totally different. I've heard the analogies of eagles versus chickens, and I don't really like that analogy very much. But the fact is that humans, we all kind of like different things. We all have different desires. We all have different paths. We're all different people. And so not everybody necessarily wants to be an elite presenter. Not everybody wants to be a Black presenter. Maybe that's not for them. So it becomes a numbers game. You cannot recruit 5 people and hope they all go elite and you're going to go Black. That's not the way it works. I have 76 personally enrolled presenters. Of those 76, I have 43 that are active. Of those 43, I have 5 that hit elite every single month. And of those 5 that hit elite every single month, they have made me a 6-figure earner.
Yeah. Dude, which, first of all, can we talk about how 43 out of 76 personals active is a huge accomplishment? That's really good.
Thank you. I'm proud. But it's a numbers game, you know what I mean?
Like, that's dang good. Second of all, yeah, it's not your whole team that makes you a 6-figure earner. It's
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, is everybody has different desires. No, I think industry-wide in direct sales and network marketing, retention rates aren't so super great. Some people come in. I heard, actually, Amber Voigt had an elite retreat in Minnesota last month. I wasn't able to go. And she actually hired Belinda Ellsworth, right? And so she's a leader in network marketing. She's awesome. She just wrote the book, Network Marketing for Dummies. And Amber was periscoping until Belinda yelled at her, and she had to stop periscoping because she wasn't supposed to, but I was watching. And she talked about how they did this industry-wide survey. And most people leave because within the first 24 hours of them joining, they didn't feel like they had any connection or support. In 24 hours, they quit.
Wow.
Yeah. So I feel like Unique has probably one of the best retention rates industry-wide because of that community, because of that culture, because of the mission of our company, and because we have products that we can't keep on the flipping shelves. We're very, very fortunate. And I'm always working to make that better. Even the hobbyists, or even the ones who come in that just want the discount, I don't care. When they come into our family, I want them to enjoy being here.
Well, and you know what that turns into? I was going to be a hobbyist. I'll sell a couple of mascaras. I'll make a couple extra dollars a month. It'll be fun money, I said.
Fun money. You don't have the fun money personality, Lauren.
For real. No, not that kind of fun money. Anyway, fun money, just whatever. And now I'm like, friggin', sometimes outer than Chris. So, I'm like, that's for fun money.
And so I feel like, part of when I talk about as a leader, if you want to exceed in this company, you have to be the first person in the tunnel holding the torch that's giving light so everybody behind you can see where the heck they're going. That's being a leader. That's doing the parties when you are super scared of doing parties. That is trying different recruiting tactics even when you're afraid to talk to anybody because the sound of the no scares the crap out of you. You know what I mean? That is doing your makeup, and then when you look back on Time Hop saying, why didn't anybody tell me I look like that? But it still worked. My Time Hop scared me today, guys. But that is being a leader, is you have no fear and you're going to do it because you want your girls, you want it to be easier for them than it is for you.
That's one of the things I was going to say about leadership in general in a company like ours. There's actually two things. One thing is that something that I strive for very much in my team is that every woman from white to orange is the highest underneath me, that every single woman feels just as valued. The biggest travesty on my team would be if a white status presenter felt like she was like a feeder person or PRS to the girls higher than her. I very much believe in the circle, that our compensation plan works as a circle, that I am only successful when I make the white presenter successful. I'm only successful. So if I can get these girls to understand, and I think one of the most beautiful things, Lauren kind of hinted at it last month that worked so well in my team, is we were operating a pink campaign. And the reason I love so much, all that it is that you promote by growing pinks on your team. That's it. That's the simple nutshell of it. But what happened is I had girls join my team under other girls, and they would look at their efforts in their parties, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, if I push myself and I throw this party, I'm getting my sponsor pink, and that gets her sponsor blue, and that gets her sponsor green, which gets Sarah black. When I have a girl who's been in this company for a month or a week, who is seeing that and who cares about that, that tells me that I'm doing something right, because she understands her value. She understands that by pushing herself, this beautiful circle, that we are all working our butts off to give her the best ideas in order for her to do her absolute best, and then this beautiful circle of success happens. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing is that I totally just lost it. Absolutely just lost it. And it was really good. It's going to come back to me. But that's so funny. But yeah, with the circle of success is absolutely huge. And something that you girls were just talking about, I was like, oh my gosh, I have such a good one. So I'm going to wait until it goes back. It's not back yet, so I'm not going to fill her with talking about nothing.
No, you're good.
Well, that's what I was going to. Okay, that's what it is. It's operating your business scared. I think that if there's one trademark that I have seen in leadership of girls who have inevitably risen through the company, is that they don't wait. I feel like there's kind of like a dichotomy of different types of women, and the women that I see in leadership all have one quality, and that quality is that they are willing to try anything, no matter if they're an expert in it yet or not. So something that I try to do myself, in just to hope that I inspire my girls to do the same, is like, let's say somebody says, oh my gosh, try this product with this product, or if somebody says, oh, I've got this brand new party model, or if I think of something myself, I don't wait until I master it. I'm literally like doing a training videos and like figuring it out. Like, this is how you do this, girl. See? I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm totally faking it. But in doing that, I'm not wasting time. I'm not waiting until it becomes the last week has been thing. I don't want to wait until there's 5,000 Sharpie videos to Sharpie my face. I'm going to, first time I see it, oh my gosh, it's genius. I'm totally going to do that. And so I think running your business scared is a big part of leadership. It's not being afraid to look like an idiot. It's not being afraid to jump on Facebook Live. It's not being afraid to whatever the newest idea is. Tanning my face, tanning things. I've never used self-tanner in my life. I was doing videos the day after I tried it for the first time, because I need to put something out there for my girls, and I want my girls to operate in that same mentality of running scared. And I don't mean that like running away. I mean like running into it, running full force into your business, terrified because you have no idea what you're doing. And I think if I can let them know, you know what, P.S., Black Status girls, we don't know what we're doing.
No, that's not okay. Black Status. None of us freaking know what we're doing either.
You can do it. You do it.
No idea. You just do it. Run your business scared. That was my second point.
Can I add to that, Bree? I know you probably have things to say. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
It's okay. It's all right.
To add to that, to the running scared, I say, or doing it, running your business scared. I say to my team all the time, feel the fear and do it anyway. It's scary. Like, all the things we do are scary, especially in the beginning. I think sometimes people think that when you hit Black Status, maybe you've forgotten what it was like when you were new. No, No, it's scary in the beginning. And especially if you were not, a direct salesperson, you're like, people are going to judge me. They're going to think I'm that person. And you get scared. And a lot of times you want to back down. And, for those who are on my team, you've heard me say this before, but those who are not may not have. There was a point somewhere in the beginning where I was sitting there and I was questioning whether or not I was going to post another selfie, I think. Like, truly, I think that's what it was. I think I was going to post something about, like, the makeup and a selfie and whatever, and I hesitated for a second, and I thought, is this too much? Have I shared too many things today about makeup? Have I talked about my business too much on my personal page? And I hesitated. And then in that moment, something clicked, and I was like, no, this is for my business. I'm doing something for my business right now. So it doesn't matter if somebody thinks that, because this is a business decision, and I freaking hit post. And shortly after that, I made a video that that's actually on my YouTube where I had been in the car driving, and I had been contemplating that idea of, like, I am making business decisions. I could care less what anybody else has to say about my business right now, because I'm building a business, and this is a business decision. And if I was doing any other business, would I question the activities I needed to do to build that business? No, I would not, because I'd be building a business. And so in this instance, no, I'm not either. So yeah, am I terrified? Yeah. But I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway, because I'm building a business, and that I think is just a critical, and it takes time, and it takes some personal growth to, like, get to that point where you just realize. And like Bree said, not everybody is the same. Not everybody wants to hit black status, and not everybody, some people just truly want to hit yellow and hang out at yellow, and that is an awesome thing. But to generate sales for yourself and to generate income for yourself, you can't do nothing, and so sometimes we're going to have to do the things we need to do, and sometimes it's going to feel weird, like posting on Facebook if you are somebody who's very concerned about what other people think, and the day that I hit that, I stopped caring about what people thought on my Facebook, and I truly think that has been a huge benefit to me in my business, because I don't care. And the less I cared about what people thought, the more I was free to do the things I needed to do, and the more successful, my team and my business became. Also, I had one more thing, Bree, sorry, that has nothing to do with being scared. But Bree and I, we were messaging about this the other day, where we were talking about, and this goes back to the beginning of our conversation where we kind of talk about the culture you create, and I was thinking about how it's so important if for those who want something from this, and it might not be black status, it might just be green status, it might be pink status, it might be blue status, but it's so important to find your identity as a business owner for yourself and for your team. You can't constantly rely on your upline all the time, and that feels really weird to say, because we want to do all the things as the upline, and yet I feel like when I look at those who like, for instance, Bree, when I look at my cross lines, Sarah and Angela and Andrea, and my mind is blanking right now. Ashley, yes, thank you. I'm sorry, Ashley. When I think about all of us, we were on Team Awesome, and we did all the things on Team Awesome, and as we started growing our own teams, we came into our own, and we stepped up and we led our own team. We didn't rely on you to lead our teams for us. Does that make sense? Like, we Absolutely. Stepped up and we led our teams ourselves.
Thank you. Good Lord. Because that would be a big, big task.
Right? Like, but we did it. We didn't wait until we hit green to do that. And I'm not saying to necessarily everybody has to go create a team page right now, but we didn't wait until green to step up as leader of our team and take ownership of that.
You were Team Courage.
We did it the minute somebody joined us. Like, when it was me and Molly, man, we were emailing, and I was emailing her all the things, probably over-informing her, whatever. It worked out fine, and there wasn't a whole lot of, like, oh, well, what does Bree say about that? I mean, I don't think I started talking daily with you until I was above green. Mm-hmm. I was above green. That's when I didn't even talk. I mean, we communicated on team pages, but in terms of, like, in case people don't know, I blow up Bree's inbox pretty much every day.
Okay. I feel like I need her more as a black status than I did as a green status.
Right.
Funny, right?
And it's not that we didn't need Bree, because we needed Bree, and we needed her page, and we needed her inspiration, and we needed her wisdom and guidance. And, you know, she was learning, you know, alongside us, which was the best part ever, you know. But we were so busy creating our own team and our own identity, you know, and our own just business that took you know, there wasn't, you know, I don't know. Anyway.
But also, being a Black Status presenter, we've got, you know, Team Awesome has we're almost at 3,000. You know, what's your team at, Lauren?
It was just about 10 shy of 1,000. We were at 990.
Ooh. Right. Yeah. So when you become a leader and all of a sudden your team starts growing, there's a lot more. There's a lot of people.
Yeah. It's like
there's a lot more going on, so we kind of need more of that peer support. Almost even more.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, and like you said, like, thank the good Lord that you don't have to lead your 5, you know, elite and exclusive legs, because like that would be a lot of work for you, you know, and / you know, that would, you know, we always talk about reaching down into teams as leaders, and we don't do that to overstep anybody at all, ever. We never do it to overstep, but we do it because it's important to build relationships throughout your entire team, regardless of how far they are down in generation, right? And at the same time, there's also like a fine line of when a leader steps up and they're really like are identifying as a leader of their team, and they're working and they're doing their thing, you know, you don't want to override and overstep them as leader of their team, yet you also want their team to know that you see them and you support them and whatever. So there's a fine balance there, I think.
I think that's true too, absolutely. And you know, you never know who your next muse is going to be, right? So we never know that there could be a girl 10 generations down from me, right? That I mean, I have absolutely no idea who she is or who her upline is. For whatever reason, she likes my light, right? I speak to her, I motivate her, right. I inspire her, and she reaches out to me, you know? Right. And the first thing I always do is go to see what leg she's a part of and whose team she's a part of. But when we are as close as we are, we understand, we have this understanding that we're all a part of a family. You know, we're also creating leaders, and you don't create other leaders by doing it for them. You don't.
Right. You know, and you don't create other leaders, and you don't create a positive culture by mandating that everybody have to listen to you and only you. You know,
or that you even know all the things.
The truth of the matter is that, you know, we're as much as I would love to be for everybody, you know, I'm not for everybody. The way I am, and the way that I teach things, and the way that I do things, and the way that I do my thing is not for everybody. But Bree, you might be for those people that are like, man, Lauren, I can't really, you know. And so I'm grateful that we have the interconnected web of leadership, because if I'm not somebody's jam, they need to have somebody who is their jam within my team or my upline, whether that's Bree or another leader on my team or wherever. If it's not me, that's okay. That is okay. And I would love to be everybody's jam. But it's just not reality. And I think we have to be, maybe humble enough to accept that, hey, listen, it's okay if I am not the one for a person. That's okay.
Right, because it's their success.
That they're getting help and inspiration and guidance. That's what matters. And if you're more concerned about your team member's success than your own, then you should be willing to release that and be like, hey, listen, if I'm not your cup of tea, it's okay. Mm-hmm. I still want you to be supported, and I still want you to be helped. So let's make sure you still have that regardless of whatever.
Exactly. All right, I have 2 questions for both of you guys, and then we're going to wrap it up, all right?
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to ask the questions, and I'm going to answer it on my own. Actually, no, I'm going to ask questions, and you guys can answer it, then I'll answer it, and then we'll close it up. Okay. Last 2 questions are, how has your life changed? Talk to me about your success and how it has changed your life. And what are your plans for April?
Wait, I don't know why I started talking like I'm
We've kind of been going in a certain flow, so it's okay if you go first, Lauren.
Okay, I'm sorry, Sarah. I just figured I don't know.
You have so much goodness. I just love soaking in your goodness.
Big eye roll at myself right now. Big eye roll at myself. How has my success changed my life? You know, I feel like that's it shouldn't be such a hard question. It shouldn't. I feel like there are two levels in which this kind of success changes your life. There's a financial way that it changes your life, and there's I don't know, deeper emotional way it changes your life, I guess. At its most basic level, I never intended for my journey with Unique to become what it did. Like I said at the beginning of this, Bree asked at the beginning of my journey, and I was like, ooh, I'm just gonna do this thing. Black status wasn't really a goal. I couldn't fathom, never in my life did I imagine making the amount of money that I've made over time. I was a teacher. I didn't become a teacher to make money, and I was totally fine with that. I remember telling my dad my first salary as a teacher, and he laughed, not in a condescending way. You have to know my dad. He wasn't trying to be rude at the time, but he laughed, and he was like, Lauren. He was like, there are people who make that in like 10 minutes. And I was like, Dad, I don't care. Like, it's my salary, and I'm proud of it, and I'm earning it. And so I never set out to work ever in my life to just make money. Was never my goal. So just the monetary factor has been like, I don't even know what to do right now.
I'm going to redo my lawn.
I'm going to make over my yard. I think that money and I feel like it's tacky to talk about money, and yet money is a big reason why a lot of us have this business. And so I think it's important to talk about, because talking about it doesn't make you greedy. It's the inherent like love of money that makes people greedy and makes people do greedy things. But money offers opportunity. It offers opportunity to do more things, to have more things, and to give more. And those are things that I think that the success that comes with Black Status and the success that comes with rising the company are good for. It creates options that you didn't have before. So there's that. And then the emotional factor is just the sense of accomplishment. I don't know if you've ever, surely everybody at some point here has felt proud of themselves. Like, I did this. And when I first looked at that compensation chart when I joined, which totally still confused the heck out of me, because I made Chris look it over, and I was like, does this look like a scam? I remember looking at the Black Status level, and like literally I was like, no, and being added to Team Sparkle, and Amber's team was so huge, and I was like, Chris, there are people with like thousands of people on their team, and I was like, that's not going to be me. And having the sense of accomplishment that I did do it. And I didn't do it alone. It was my team. It was everybody. Like I said, our promotions aren't really about us, but still to be able to look at that chart and see and know that what I thought I couldn't do when I first signed up, what I thought would have never been me. When you hear about, the Mary Kay lady with the pink car, and what you hear about these stories of success, and then to actually live that is like a weird, surreal sense of accomplishment. I obviously have not gotten the car bonus, but you get what I'm saying. Just that I did this. Team Courage. I created this. I fostered this. I have leaders that are coming up. I have Black Status presenters that are going to hit this year. People who are going to be Black Status this year. This is going to be a thing, and I did this. I don't know. That sense of accomplishment has been powerful and huge. I don't know. That was a really hard question for me, so I don't think I answered it very well. But yeah, it's crazy thing.
All right, April.
Oh, April. My plans for April. Okay, I did a video for my team this morning. I didn't Periscope on it, but I have been like spinning my wheels for like 2 months. Like I said, I've been in this like funk and sad and whatever, and pregnant and whatever. And I've been trying, and you spin on your freaking wheels like to get hostesses, right? And I'm telling you guys, you think you hit Black Status and you stop doing that. No, you still are doing the work at Black Status. I am still trying to book parties at Black Status. And sometimes people think that because you're Black Status, they shouldn't book a party with you and they should book a party. No, we still need those hostesses. We still need those things. We work our business. If we're going to be servant leaders and we're going to lead from the front, then we've got to be doing the things that we're teaching. So I've been reaching out for hostesses and asking for hostesses for a couple of months, and it's been slow going. I've been having my parties, but not as many as I would have liked. And then today I woke up and boom, three parties booked in the span of 24 hours and a fourth on the horizon. So I'm doing home parties in April. I'm doing online parties. I have a catalog party going right now. I think in total there will be 5 or 6 parties in April.
Yeah. OG.
At the end of it. And I don't think I'm doing anything for my warm market this month. I actually don't do very many flash sales. I know that's a big thing. That's pretty popular, I feel like, trendy thing to do right now. I don't do very many of them. And that's a whole other topic for another day. But I did a mystery hostess party this last month. One within compliance, by the way, guys, before anybody starts to freak out. And so I'm going to let my warm market chill out for a second and do these parties and make connections and network some more. And I need to grow. I need more personals. And so I'm going to do a big sponsoring kick as well in April for myself and for my team. That's what I got.
Yeah, April showers.
Yeah. Yes. Bring May flowers, cash money, dollar bills.
Yeah. All right, Sarah, your turn.
Remind me, what was the first question? I know the second question.
How has your success changed your life, and what are your marketing plans for April?
Like Lauren said, there's definitely 2 factors. One, first is, and I think it is important to talk about the financial with unique girls. Obviously, we don't talk about this outside of our people because we don't make income claims, but with inside the company, Black Status has absolutely changed our lives. It means that when my husband retires from the military in a couple of years, that he's done forever. He doesn't have to get another job. It means that we are 100% debt-free. It means student loans gone. It means car payments done. It means so many things. It means that I was able to hire a cleaning lady.
Oh my gosh, a cleaning lady! I got one of those too.
I know, both of you have cleaning ladies.
I can't believe I forgot that. That seriously changed my life. Like, for real.
Back and find someone to do your laundry. This is success for this mom.
You have somebody else folding your clothes. That is success.
It is. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Because what it means is that I'm able to be 100% the mom that I want to be, that I need to be. I'm 100% the wife that I want to be and need to be. I'm 100% the businesswoman that I want and need to be. And I'm able to manage those things, and I can outsource everything else. There's no more staying up till crazy late hours trying to get the laundry done or the whatever done. So the financial aspect to me is freedom. It's freedom from everything that have to be me. Nobody can be a substitute wife. Nobody can be a substitute mom. But you know what? I can certainly have a substitute house manager person who handles organizing closets and doing things like laundry. So for me, what it means is freedom for my family. It's freedom for my husband, who's already given so much of his life. It's freedom that he doesn't have to do something else that he doesn't want to do. That is huge. That, I would say, is probably the biggest driver in my personal pushing myself, has been that when he's done, he's done. That's it. He's done. So the financial aspect is freedom. It's absolute freedom. It's freedom to travel. It's freedom to live the lifestyle that we want. It's freedom to live debt-free, that we don't owe anything to anybody, that we literally 100% as a family unit own our time. That is absolutely priceless. You cannot put a dollar amount on that, and that is something that I've gained. So that, I believe, needs said, because is it worth it to kick your butt every single day to get to a point where you can say those things? Absolutely. The freedom aspect is huge. And what Lauren hit on is the other aspect. It's that, you know what, I feel like I've done a lot of great things in my life, but this has been so blooming. I don't even know what else to, like, what word to use for it, but the feeling that, you know what, I didn't do this by myself, but I did do it. And I think it is important to own that. It's important to own the fact that I was able to inspire women, that I was able to love women, that I was able to do those things. I did do that. Now, did they do this? Did we do this? Yes. But did I have a part in that? And can I own that? Absolutely. And what that has done for my self-confidence, for just so many aspects of myself as a woman, those things are huge. And so how has it changed my life? I feel like Black Status, aside from natural childbirth, is like one of the biggest things I've ever done. It's so, 2 home births, that was pretty intense, but this was a longer journey. It was more of a marathon, not a sprint, and what I feel as far as my confidence level from doing it is absolutely life-changing. I don't think I will ever see myself the same way. There's a lot of things that I've started in my life that I haven't finished, to be really honest, and this is something that I felt like I took to the finish line. And what's so beautiful about our company is, like, you get to the finish line and you realize it's almost like its own starting line of growth and its own starting line of a journey. And so I love that, and that feeling of, like, constant growth and, like, new challenges, new things that you're conquering, that feeds such an important part of who I am as a human being. So that has changed my life forever. As far as April goes, where I'm at with it is, gosh, is it so funny? Like, I wish that there was always this like brand new information that we could bring, like, oh my gosh, I've got this thing and it's gonna get you $2,000 of PRS this month. You know what? I'm doing the same thing Lauren's doing. I'm working birthdays, I'm working getting hostesses, I'm working my VIP group, I'm doing all the things that I teach my girls to do. I'm not doing anything fancy. I still have to work my business. I go and I make 5 to 10 Facebook friends every single day. I work attraction marketing, and I comment on the girls that I'm working that attraction marketing with. I comment on their lives, and that's it, you guys. Like, as far as April goes, ways that I'm working it with my team is I'm continuing to work the pink campaign, which simply is, if you can get your girls to pink, you get to pink, then you get your girls that you have in your team to pink, you're going to fly through the ranks. That's true. So we're continuing to work the pink campaign as a how in my team. I like to differentiate between the how. How do you promote? You promote by getting other girls their promotions. How do you get them to promote? Like, the what of that? Absolutely signature to each person and how they work their business. And so continuing to teach the aspect of getting girls to pink in order to promote is a huge piece of this. And then on top of that, we're working, the foundation's coming back. We've got a new kudos announcing in the morning. So we're working just the different angles. And what I would, again, encourage everybody to do when it comes to April, run scared. Don't wait till mid-month. Don't wait till the end of the month. Don't wait till your foundation shade comes back. As soon as you've got 1 or 2, market those 2. I think the worst thing that anybody can do for their business is waiting. It's waiting. I think there is such a riding the momentum of every single thing that you can snag onto, hold on to, whether it be kudos, whether it be, as long as kudos last. We had 4 days of kudos this month. So don't be pissed on the 15th because the kudos sold out on the 4th. No. Why weren't you working your business the first 1, 2, 3
4 days of the month?
Right. Work every single day with what you have today. Don't let it be your excuse 2 weeks from now. Work today with what you have today. What do we have today? We have an amazing makeup line. If you don't have the liquid foundation, so what? I've got the BB cream and the mineral concealer on because I love it. Find something else. It's just like, it's kind of that. I watched this video, I think yesterday, it was this YouTube, and this guy, like, his whole point of the whole thing, and these huge letters kept coming across the screen, figure it out. It's like, if I, with all my love for my team, with all my love for Girls and Unique, if there's one message I could tell you, figure it out. Figure it out. Figure it out what products you have today. Figure it out with the mascara you have today, with the liquid foundation that you do or do not have, or whatever. We are an amazing company. We are filled with amazing products. And beyond that, our mission and who we are is what makes us so amazing. So figure it out with what you have today. Make a party, make something happen with what you have in your hands right now, this second. And if you can capture that, your April is going to be amazing. So is your May and your June and your July and your August. It's not going to stop. So I think that it comes down to mindset. My mindset going into every single month is this is going to be my biggest month yet. This is going to be my biggest PRS month. This is going to be my biggest month in my team. This is going to be the most, people that I ever sponsor. I go into every month with that mentality, and that shapes every month. And I find that your success will rise and fall on your mindset. So get your mind right. It's the day before the first day of the next month. So what did or didn't happen in March, shake the dust, man. Forget about it. Whether it was amazing or whether it was crappy, just let it go and look yourself into April, see the biggest month of your entire business, and make it happen. Make it happen. Figure it out. There you go.
That's I wish I could stand up and yell preach right now for Sarah, because that was everything.
Lauren's motivated.
Wait, I'm muted?
No, I said you're motivated.
Oh, I thought you said I'm muted, and I was like, oh. I'm super pumped up now. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm like, there's an eagle crying behind my head right now. All right. So, how has my life changed from my success? I'm going to echo what you guys said, because there's a couple different aspects. Of course, there's the monetary aspect, there's the financial aspect, and the freedoms that come with that. And then there's also the empowerment and how I've changed. And they've both changed my life completely. When I signed up with Unique, we were so hard up that I had to find the money for the $99 to join. That I was, at the end of the month before we got paid, we were in the Army, and I would look on my credit cards to find $20 to buy diapers and food at the grocery store and count my change that I saved from the wash to buy. I mean, it was bad. And so the fact that today I can tell you that after I pay all of my bills, I don't have to worry about my bank account ever, is something a feeling that I own, that is probably one of the proudest things that I've ever done in my life. And how this changed me, empowerment, is I feel like I can do anything. I feel like if I've done this and put all the blood and sweat and the tears and the nights I was up way past when I should have been, and nursing a baby and keyboarding on one hand and trying to figure out what the heck I was doing, and doing it while I was so sick, and that I can sit here and I can tell you that I feel like I can do anything now. That is what it has given me. And I want everybody to feel that way. Every woman should be so empowered, shouldn't they? Mm-hmm. It's a pretty awesome thing. Okay, and so April, I got too excited. My neck is starting to go out. Damn it. I got too excited, you guys. April. All right, so the Liquid Foundation is staggered coming out. That's really exciting. I have lots of customers waiting for that. I'm going to push that, seeing how long they stay. The bronzers are coming out, and some of the UK girls are already getting bronzers, and they're actually using them as freaking foundations because supposedly they're spectacular. So I'm already really, really, really pumped up about the bronzers. I'm excited for our bonuses. I'm excited because
I forgot about the bonuses.
Yeah, I'm excited because holy flipping crap, we have 3 more months to get on that damn boat. Getting on that darn boat. So I'm really excited about April. Before November, April was Team Awesome's biggest month ever. It went cray-cray last April. And I am looking at the exact same thing because we have everything in our favor this month. following up with all of my customer list this month. I do that every 3 months. I go through and I follow up, and April is my follow-up month. So I'll be on the horn a lot, reconnecting with my customers. And I'm planning to Periscope every other day. You heard it here. You heard it.
Yeah.
Yay!
You heard it here, being accountable. So that's it, man. We went over an hour, but I could talk to you girls all night long. I love you. You guys are amazing. You make me inspired. You have made me a better leader because I got to keep up with you. And you should only be so lucky to have as amazing women that I have surrounding me in life. So I love you guys.
Thanks for having us, Bree. And, you know, it's always a pleasure to listen to you and to listen to Sarah, man. I listen to other leaders talk, and these are the times that I'm like, I am not qualified to be doing this. I don't know how I'm here, because these people are way better than me. It's like when I talk to the leaders on my team, I talk to them and I'm like, I don't really have anything new to tell you because you already know what you're doing.
I don't got the answers right now. Keeping
better than me. I don't know.
Oh, you girls are amazing. Thank you for staying up late with me tonight, and all of our Team Awesome girls. Month's almost over. This was amazing. It was our 3rd best month of all time, which is spectacular. And April's going to be amazing. And I hope that kind of just like listening in on this little chit chat from us, maybe that helped. Maybe it helped inspired you a little bit. We love you. So, anyways, all right. Over out. Team Awesome Blacks out.
Bye.
Bye.